This is Spreadsheet Homeroom, short tutorials to turn your spreadsheeting into a superpower. My life changed when I learned how to send automated emails through Google Sheets. Involving parents with more regular communication about their students' progress, for example, goes a long way in improving student outcomes. But due to the sheer volume of students in our schools, of course, it's very time consuming to communicate more often with parents. So in today's episode, we will create a Google form for students to request schedule changes. Then we will write a program that emails parents to ensure that they approve of those schedule change requests that their students make. Begin by building the schedule change form in Google Forms. There's a standard template that I've included in this Sandbox. So add whatever questions you would like and then publish that form. Once published, we now want to link a spreadsheet. Under Responses, click Link to Sheets. That way, when students submit the form, the data will go into an actual spreadsheet and not just stay in that form where we just were. Now, every time a student completes the form, their responses will populate in the next row down. The next step is to get the parent email data. Add a sheet in the bottom corner. We'll rename it Parent Contact. And then run a report in your student information system containing the student's ID, first name, last name is good to include, and the parent email address. When you have that report, paste that data into cell A1. Now we see the student's ID number in column A and the parent's email address in column D. Back in the spreadsheet, we're going to create two more columns. We'll leave column O blank to keep it separated from the table of data that is submitted. But in column P, we'll create a column for the parent's email address, and in column Q, we'll have a timestamp column when the email is actually sent. I provide this formula in the template, in the answer key, so it's there for you. You can go and copy and paste it into your own document. This formula here uses a VLOOKUP. That is going to look up the student's ID number and then return the parent's email address from the sheet we just created. We are now ready to have AI write the code for us to send the parents the email. Over in ChatGPT or Gemini or your preferred large language model, we'll paste in a description. In Google Sheets, I have data in columns A through Q, or you can substitute whatever columns that you use after creating your form. Provide the name of the form responses 1 as the default. There are header rows in row 1. Write a function AppScript, which is the JavaScript language that runs behind the scenes in all of Google Workspace, to send an email to each email address listed in column P, that's the parent's email address. Include the header in row 1 and the corresponding values in each row. The body of the email should include this message to parents, dear parents, and so on. You can customize that. When the email is sent, store the date and time into column Q. And then finally, do not send emails to rows that already have a date and time stored in column Q. So we're not going to duplicate emails that have already been sent. We'll submit. And here is our function. Nice. All we need to do is click copy here. Back in the spreadsheet, click extensions and AppScript. Again, AppScript is the code editor where we can write custom code. We'll replace the function, my function default template that's there, and just paste what we got from ChatGPT. Click Save. Finally, we want this script to run anytime a form is submitted. On the left side, click the alarm clock for triggers. Create a new trigger. The send schedule change emails is the name of the function. Under on event type, we want on form submit. Scroll down and click Save. The first time you do this, we do need to give consent to the scripts to run automatically and to send emails on our behalf. Google is not going to do this as part of the privacy and security protections. Google is not going to allow this until you give that consent. So once you provide the consent once, you will not have to do this again in the future. Nice. Well, let's go see if it works. Back on the form, we'll click the responder link, copy, and then open a new window. And submit. You'll notice the data that I just submitted is over here. The parent's email address is here, and you can see it was just sent over here, 8/17, and here's that email. For more content like this to supercharge your spreadsheeting, visit spreadsheetsforschools.com. And the next time you're working with data, remember, this looks like a job for super spreadsheets.